Hey, what's up, guys? Joshua Dayrit here with Ignite PPC. If you're new to the channel, we specifically help real estate investors, flippers, virtual wholesalers, so on, take their business from 0 to 100K, 250K, or even 500K per month solely using inbound marketing in their business. All right. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down probably the most advanced tracking setup you've seen for when you're running PPC or any form of inbound marketing. And I'm going to take you guys through step by step on how to build every single piece of this so you can have a dashboard at your fingertips to know what's working in your ad accounts and in your business and what's not, so you can make as much damn money as possible. All right. So let's just jump straight in. You'll kind of see here in the background. This is what we're going to be building, right? So I'm going to show you guys this kind of a high level overview of what we're going to be building. So natively inside of Google Ads, you'll see really three columns in the ad account. You'll see the conversion rate, which is the percentage of people that actually become a conversion once they hit the landing page, gross conversions that you got, and then cost per conversion, right? These are the native ones you see. Now you can see on ours, we have qualified leads, contracts, cost per qualified lead, cost per contract. This is data that we're putting into Google from our CRM or from Google Sheets in this case, where we're going to be able to create much more visibility to show you exactly what's working, what's not working. That way you can optimize your account, set yourself up to make as much damn money as possible. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to do this. I have over here a Lucid chart where I'm going to basically kind of go through this one by one and just break each piece down for you guys. This will be a very heavy video. It's going to be probably close to an hour, maybe even hopefully not more than an hour, but close to an hour. So what we're going to do, the first thing we need to do to build this system is we need to go ahead and set up all the conversion actions in the ad account. All right. So I have a dummy ad account set up where we're going to go through. I'm going to build all this with you guys, and I'm going to show you exactly how to build the entire thing. Okay. So let's head on over to the ad account. All right, now that we're here in the ad account, what you want to do is you want to go to goals. You're going to click on summary, and it'll take you to a page that looks like this. All right. And there's three conversion actions that we want to build inside the ad account to start. The main one that we're going to be using is going to be the lead form submission conversion action. So you want to uncheck these other boxes, and you want it to say conversions on a website via Google tag, save and continue, submit lead form, set up manually using code. Conversion settings, we're going to change this up a little bit. I'll just call this lead form submission. And I just like to maybe put like website. Or I'll put landing page here, LP. Right. And then I'm going to click don't use a value. I only want to count one conversion per person. So if somebody enters it multiple times, I only want it to count as one. Click through window, I like to have it 30 days for lead form submissions. And then we can leave this on data driven and you can click done. Save and continue. Scroll down, finish. And then we're going to go ahead and create our next conversion action, which is going to be for the first offline conversion actions, which is going to be for qualified leads. So we're going to uncheck this, we're going to uncheck this, and we're going to leave conversions offline. Save and continue. Qualified lead, edit settings, and you're going to click secondary conversion action. All right. We're going to call this qualified leads or just qualified lead. Don't use a value. 1. And we want to leave this as long as possible. I want this to say 90 days. If we can go over 90 days, we could, but Google doesn't allow us. So 90 days, click done, save and continue, finish. Something that's really important here, guys, it's really important to note is that you want this to say secondary. All right, under action optimizations, we want it to say secondary. So if it says primary here, click on edit goal. Make sure this says use qualified leads as account default goal, and then set for secondary. All right. If you use it as a primary action, Google's going to use it in its bidding, which would basically be telling Google, hey, find us qualified leads, which is a great thing. But if you don't have the data in your account yet, it's going to be detrimental to the account. So start with lead form submission as the only primary action, And then over time, as you get a lot of data in the ad account, you can switch this to primary. But for now, we're going to leave this as secondary. Click Save Changes. And then we're going to go click Create Conversion Action again. And we're going to uncheck this, uncheck that. Conversions offline, save and continue. This one's going to be for converted lead. Edit settings. Secondary. I'm going to call this contracts. 1. And unfortunately, we can only go up to 90 days. So like we can't go past this. Right? So I'll leave it at 90 days. Click Done. Save and continue. Finish. And then at this point, you'll see that we have 3 conversions actions set up. We have the lead form submission. We have qualified lead. And I know this is like confusing because this is on the top, but it's just alphabetical. So we got qualified leads, and then we got, converted leads, or otherwise known as contracts in our industry, right? So what we need to do and start with is we need to start by setting up the lead form submission conversion action on our website. So in this case, what I'm going to show you guys is how to do it with a WordPress website. You're going to click into where it says lead form submission, and you're going to click on tag setup, install the tag yourself, and you're going to copy this code here. Okay, you're going to copy that. Then you're going to go over to your WordPress site, and you're going to go ahead, go over to plugins, installed plugins. Or you can just go straight to add a plugin in this case, my bad. So add plugin. And then you're going to look for WP code. All right. Once you got WP code here, you can click install. I already installed it, so mine is already there. Once you click install, you're going to go back to where it says installed plugins. You're going to scroll down. And it should say, like I have it here already installed, it should say activate. So just click on activate. And then on the left-hand side, it's going to show as code snippets. Okay? So once you got this installed, go to code snippets. And we want to click on header and footer. So this is global header and footer. All right? So this tag that we're installing is the global site tag for the Google tag. It's going to go on every single page of our website. We want it to go on every single page. So again, you copy this. I'm going to delete the old one out just for the example. Paste it and click Save Changes. All right. Once we've done that, it'll be saved here. And the next step is to go back to Google and copy the event snippet. Once we've copied the event snippet, we're going to go to our WordPress again, go to Pages, and we're going to head on over to the thank you page. The thank you page is where we want to place the event snippet to tell Google that somebody fired off the lead form, right? So we go to the thank you page, and again, I'm going to delete this out so you guys can see me do it from scratch. Hold on a second. So if we're doing it from scratch, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click the little plus symbol. I'm going to type in HTML. And then I'm going to paste, I'm going to paste that code. And I'm going to push it to the top of my page as much as possible. Click Save. And then I will have updated the page, and the event snippet is now on the thank you page. All right. So now that I have that installed, I do want to go ahead and test that the conversion action is working correctly and that my tag is installed correctly. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the main page, and I'm going to click on where it says View. And this is just a little, test page here, a little dummy page. And you're going to click on, well, you have to install this. You got to install Tag Assistant, which is a Google Chrome extension, right? So you're going to click on that, and when you click on this, it should show that this tag here the Google tag is installed on the entire site. So let me see why it's not showing. Let me try it again. Maybe it's just a page. All right, there it is. It is here. So if we click on this, it should just say page view and remarketing. It should not say conversions. All right. It should say page view and remarketing. And then we want to make sure that this number is the same number that is in here. 16895722122. We can come over here. We see it. It's the same. Great. So my next step for this is I'm going to submit a test lead on the form and make sure that the conversion is going to fire once I submit the form. Okay, so now that I have the dummy information here, I'm going to click Get My Cash Offer, and it's going to redirect me to the thank you page. All right, so now that I'm on the thank you page, you'll see on the right-hand side that it says Lead Form Submission LP. I can click on this, and it's going to show me the conversion label, right? It's ending in FWFG, so I can go over to the ad account, and I can see, okay, does this end in FWFG? It does. That means it fired and it's going to work. Okay. So if I go back to my WordPress site, I'm going to go ahead and just go back to the pages here. And we've successfully set up the lead form submission conversion action on the website at this point. So if I go back to my Lucid chart, we have done the lead form conversion action setup. Now what I need to do is I need to map the data from the form to the CRM that I'm going to be using. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go over to what we use, Fluent Forms Pro. And I'm going to find the form that I want to map everything from. And this is really important. So I'm going to click Edit. And on the form, there's going to be a few things that we need to add here. Right, so we have our name, phone number, email address, email and property address on here. That's all good, standard stuff. I'm not going to go over this stuff right here. These are just hidden fields to parse out the address. On the bottom here, we have basically the UTM parameters for the campaign, and then we have the click identifiers on the very very bottom. Right, so these are hidden fields. You can just add it as a hidden field as UTM_source. To know where it came from. So in this case, it'll tell you search, or it'll say PPC. The campaign name, the keyword that was searched, the match type of the keyword, the content, meaning like if it's a video or image, stuff like that. The device type being computer, desktop, tablet, and then we have the click identifiers, which is Google Quick ID, GBraid, and WBraid. Now, Google Quick ID, GBraid, and WBraid are ultimately a string of numbers that appear in the URL after somebody clicks on the ad. So once somebody clicks on the ad, this is going to go in the URL, and it's because it's in our form, it's going to get stripped from the URL into our form. All right. So because it's going to get stripped from the URL to the form, we can then map all this stuff into our CRM. Okay. So in this case, we would have set up let me go to settings and integrations. We would have set up a webhook, right, which I already built. We would have set up a webhook in Zapier. So you set up as a catch hook, and you paste the webhook URL into where it says request. You leave this as get. You click save feed. And so you guys can see, if I go back to Zapier here, I can click find new records, and we're going to find that submission that we just made, that dummy one, right? So 1236 Galleria Boulevard, so on, so on. We can click continue with selected record. And what you guys will see is on here, it's going to display all the values that we wanted to capture. Name, phone number, email, address, the TCPA compliance, and then we have all the UTM parameters and Google Click identifiers. So the reason why they're not in here at the moment is because we did not click on an ad. We just did a test. So when you click on an ad, if these are set up correctly, they will fill automatically, and you will be able to map this to your CRM. Okay. So I'm going to go over to my Lucid chart really quick, and I'm going to start to break down what this should look like for you guys so it doesn't get super, super complicated. You want to map this data to your CRM. So that way you know, hey, all of this is in the CRM and we can send it out, right? So if I go back here, what we want to do is we want to create more zaps based on the webhooks. We want to create more webhooks in our CRM based on lead stages. So I'm just going to draw this out for you guys so you know exactly what this looks like. So new lead is going to go to CRM with all data. Okay. And then in your CRM, again, we're tracking qualified leads and contracts. We're going to create a webhook. So let's say you're using REI Simply, for example, or Go High Level. If you're using Go High Level, this is maybe a little bit easier, but if you're using Podio as well, you create webhook in CRM to fire when lead hits qualified lead stage. All right. So what this looks like is you had a new lead go into your CRM, and you're also going to, for our example, send the new lead into Go High Level. And the reason for this is that Go High Level has a direct API integration with Google for us to pass data back and forth, right? And so we have a new lead going into our CRM, and that same lead is going to get mapped to Go High Level. Then we need to create the webhook in our CRM to fire when the lead stage hits qualified. All right. So what this means is that when we have a qualified lead, then the webhook in your CRM is going to fire. I'm going to say lead marked as qualified. All right, so lead gets marked as qualified in your CRM. Webhook fires. And then Zapier updates Go High Level. Again, this data, and you can do this with Sheets. I'm just using Go High Level because it's a little simpler. Google Sheets is a little bit more complex. So we have the new leads going into the CRM. We have the new leads going into Go High Level. They're both there. You're not working the leads in Go High Level. It's just a storage base. That's it. You're working your leads in your CRM. And as you work your leads, once they become marked as qualified, a webhook fires that basically tells Google, that tells Zapier to update Go High Level. Oh, let me go back here. Lead is updated in Go High Level as qualified. And then you're probably wondering, well, how does it get to Google? GHL automation gets fired to Google. And then we have data, right? So same thing for the converted leads. This should just say converted. Converted. And converted. Okay, so you should have 4 zaps set up. You should have 4 zaps set up, and then you should have, let me see, 1 webhook, 2 webhooks, 3 webhooks, 4 webhooks also set up. So 4 zaps, 4 webhooks, all set up. So again, new lead goes into your CRM. It also goes in Go High Level. Once that lead is marked as a qualified lead in your CRM, a webhook from your CRM fires to Zapier, just like it did here, and then it sends an update to Go High Level to say, hey, this was qualified, and then Go High Level is going to tell Google, hey, this was a qualified lead. Same thing for converted. All right. So where we're at in this process is you, depending on what CRM you're using, need to build all this. All right. So I'm going to show you guys, like we already did this. The new lead is going to go to the CRM. I'm not going to show you guys how to send leads to Go High Level. It's the same exact process. But once you guys want to send it to, it's all the same process for all of these. So I'm not going to show you guys how to build the webhooks, but this is basically the build out. All right. So you've created the webhook. You've created this point, the webhooks in your CRM based on the lead stages, which are qualified lead and converted. You're going to fire those webhooks via a Zap that you created based on the lead stage in your CRM. You're going to send it back to Go High Level. And then in Go High Level, you're going to sign into the Google Ads integration. So I have a dummy Google Go High Level integration ad account set up here. So you'll see it just says test business. You're going to go down to settings. And you're going to go ahead and click on integrations. All right, once we're here, we're going to click sign in with Google. Okay, so once you are signed into your ad account, all you have to do is go to where it says select MCC account ID. And what you're going to do is inside of Google, you'll see this number. It's your account ID. This one ends in 1178. You're going to select that one that ends in 1178. Select it again. There you go. You're basically, you have it integrated in Google, right? So click go back. And if we go back to our Lucid chart, you'll see that we signed into the Google Ads integration. So now we need to create custom fields and Go High Level for GQuid, WBraid, and GBraid. So we're going to go here to settings, custom fields, and I'm going to type add field. Just call it single line, GQuid. I'll just put additional info, save. Let me see if it's already in here actually. Additional info. Oh, I guess I'm sorry guys, they already fixed this, right? So when you go to map the data from your CRM, this is really important. When you go to map the data into Go High Level, make sure you're mapping in your Google Click ID, WBraid, GBraid, because when we build the automation, it's going to capture that for you automatically, right? So if we go over to automations, you can go ahead and select, we'll just click create workflow, start from scratch. Continue with manual save. We're going to call this pipeline stage changed from let's say it's going to the opportunity or qualified lead section. So basically this is saying when a lead is marked as qualified or an opportunity, then we're going to add to Google Ads. And because we've connected our account, we're going to click on qualified lead. You can just leave this blank. And you're going to turn on custom mapping. And this is where your Google Click ID, WBraid, and GBraid need to be placed. So you do actually need to create custom fields for this because you have to go in and select the custom field. So it should say here, Google Click ID. Oh. Go back to attribution again. So you guys need to add GBraid and WBraid as custom fields and Go High Level, right? But you definitely want to make sure you have all three mapped. Once you have it mapped, you click Save Action, Publish. You can just name this Qualified leads to Google, right? Now, once you have this set up, this is going to basically tell Google, hey, anytime there's a lead in Go High Level that's updated to an opportunity, tell Google it was qualified. All right. We're going to do the same thing for converted. So I'm going to go back to my workflows, and I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this one. Click edit. And all I'm going to change in this is I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it converted leads to Google. I'm going to go ahead and change this to converted or under contract. And I'm going to change this, leave this blank, to contracts, save, we publish, save. And this is basically going to say, hey, when leads in Go High Level hit the under contract stage, which are going to come from your CRM information, add this to Google, telling Google it was a contract, and then you can click save action, right? Oh, let me just save this. So now at this point, we're getting pretty close to being done. We have everything built. So we've gone through and we set up all the conversion actions for, new lead, qualified lead, converted lead. We mapped the data to the CRM. You went ahead and you created all 4 of these, webhooks or zaps. You got that situated. We signed into the Google Ads integration. We, mapped the, custom fields in Go High Level for Google Click ID, WBraid, GBraid. We created the automations in Go High Level. So the last piece of this, guys, is build the custom columns inside of Google Ads, which is where we're trying to get to, right? So go back to your ad account at this point and go to where it says campaigns and go to custom columns, go to columns, modify columns, and you scroll to the bottom where it says custom columns, add custom column. We're going to call this one qualified lead. So we're going to click on column. We're going to say conversions, and we're going to scroll down to where it says all conversions. Okay. Conversion action. It's qualified lead. Save. Custom column. Contracts. Conversions. All conversions. Contracts. All right, super important that you click all conversions and do not just click conversions, right? They're not the same. So all conversions include secondary. Conversions only includes primary. So click save. And then now we can track qualified leads and contracts in the ad account. Now let's do some math and say, cost per qualified, which would be spend, I believe it's, hold on, let me just do math right here. Yeah, spend divided by number of qualified leads. So we can do, where is it? Spend or cost. And then we do divided by, and we're going to go back to conversions, all conversions, conversion action, qualified lead, save. This is going to tell us our cost per qualified lead. And then we're going to go create the last one, cost per contract. We're going to go type in cost divided by, again, all conversions, contracts, save. So now we have these 4 in here, cost per qualified lead, cost per contract, qualified, number of qualified leads, number of contracts. So what I want to do is I want to create a view here on the right-hand side that's really easy to view. So I'm going to take off average CPM, interactions, interaction rate, average cost. I'm going to take all these off. Campaign ID I do like. And then optimization score I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off conversions. Let me see here. I'm going to take off average cost. Oh, I already took it off. All right, so I like to do this. So I like to do impressions to clicks, average cost per click. I'll put conversion rate. I like to do a conversion rate up here. So impressions, cost per click, and then you do cost per conversion. I did need to actually put conversions back. No. Let me see here. Performance. Conversions. So conversions. So we got conversion rate, impressions, clicks, conversions, cost per conversion. Then I'm going to put qualified leads, cost per qualified lead, cost per contract. I'm going to put this way at the top here, and you guys can fiddle around with this, copy it as you'd like. And then the one other one I want to have on here is click through rate, which I took off for. Oh, here it is. There we go. If I click apply, what you guys will see in the ad account is those custom columns, right? So now they're saved here. So I have campaign type, the campaign ID, the campaign bid strategy, conversion rate by each campaign, number of impressions, click-through rate, clicks, average cost per click, number of leads or conversions, lead form submissions, cost per lead form submission, number of qualified leads, cost per lead, qualified leads, cost per qualified lead, number of contracts, and cost per contract. So we just made this really easy to run your business and for you to know exactly what's working, what's not working. So you know, again and again, it's going to make these a little smaller. You can look at this in a snapshot and know what's working and what's not working. So you can optimize your business, right? You can optimize your ad campaign performance. You can optimize your marketing and sales performance. Based on this data, how many leads it takes to get to a qualified lead, how many qualified leads it takes to get to a signed contract, X, Y, and Z, all that. And so, guys, if you don't want to build all this and you want this clarity in your business, all you have to do is, obviously, we're going to run your ads for you. We're going to build all this out for you. Click the link in the description, and we will build all this for you, run it, manage everything, and help you get the best result possible in your business and give you clarity and data to show you exactly what works, what doesn't work in your business, and ultimately help you scale with efficiency and make a hell of a lot more profit and money in your business. So if that is interesting to you, click the link in the description, book a call with myself, my team, and we will go through, build a strategy plan for you and implement all this stuff completely done for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.